Nicholas James Reilly, who I got to meet the opening night of the Black Bear Film Festival at our gala. You could not miss him. He was head to toe sequins. Really, you were totally fabulous. And we bonded over something. The dress I was wearing, he had a picture of himself in something very similar.
Yes, I wore pretty much the same exact style dress for a drag kickball game in Los
There
Angeles.
you go, right. And of course I would be wearing something that someone would wear to a drag kickball game. So speaking of drag, your film is called Slaycation.
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 Okay, Slaycation.
Yes.
And Slaycation, it's about 9 drag queens on a remote island.
Yes, so it's very Agatha Christie, very Clue. 9 drag queens are invited to this mansion. Then all of a sudden they start dying one by one, and we're trying to figure out who's doing it and why.
Oh my God, it sounds like a bad turn on RuPaul's Drag Race.
It's kind of like that thing of taking all the RuPaul girls that we love so much and putting them in a situation that it's a little different.
Well, it's a little different, and is it comedic?
It's definitely a lot of comedy and camp, but some slasher horror too, but it's really grounded in strong themes of mental health, identity, and suicide too. So it's this really fun ride, but then we slip in a lot of these lessons.
But I love that, because good case in point, right? What I've noticed here at the festival in general, the genres, the lines are blurring, and there's messages, and what makes these films so interesting and really turns us on by the kind of arcs they have are exactly what you're saying, you know, because it's unexpected for the audience. It's not just a film about drag. It's not. I loved it. What was the thinking behind this?
Yeah, a lot of my films I like to lure people in with comedy or different fun stuff, and then kind of slip in, let's get a little serious and kind of teach this, and then get fun again, because I think movies should commentate on reality, but I prefer movies that kind of help us escape and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what they should do. Now, Nicholas has got 2 films in the Black Bear Film Festival. Can you tell us a little bit about your other one?
Yes, so yesterday at the Episcopal Church, we played my first ever film called Method, which is a lovely film about method directing. So essentially this man and his cameraman hold auditions. They cast this girl and they show up at her house later that night and they put her through the script she just auditioned for. So they're kind of torturing her in her house, but also giving her acting notes, trying to get a better performance out of this girl. And then in the end, you're not really sure if she was in on it the whole time. Was she acting or was she being tortured? We don't know. So.
Oh my God, I love that. Yeah, you're like a little trickster.
Yeah,
that's me. It's like you're the unexpected. Well, yeah, you were the person in head to toe sequence. Of course you're the
with no shirt.
With no shirt. And you know what? That's how everybody should be seen. So very impressive that you have 2 films here. And what are your plans for filmmaking in the future? I'm sure you've got pots on the fire.
As always, right? So what we're screening here as Slaycation is actually a proof of concept. It's the first 10 pages of the feature. So the dream is to shop this around, get people interested in the kind of cliffhanger that it leaves you on, and then get the feature made.
And that's called, see, I just learned something new, and I've been in film for a long time. It's called proof of concept. So with a book, I think we call it a proposal.
Sure.
It's like the first 10 pages of the book. Interesting that we have that parallel in film too. Makes sense. So.
And I feel like nowadays too, with the culture we have, people are so much more prone to watch something than read it. So I think having a little clip that I could be like, hey, here's a taste of the film versus read 100 pages. Do you like it?
Well, but who has the time to do that?
Right.
You know. So the drag queens that are in this film, are there any recognizable names?
So because it's the first 10 pages of the film, all 9 drag queens are kind of living their life all over the country, and they receive this mysterious invitation. So none of them are in the same room at the same time. So I also seized it as an opportunity to play all 9 characters. So I flew in a makeup artist.
Another trick. I love this.
Yeah, totally.
You're just full of surprise. This is so great. So you're all 9 characters.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
But what diversity it shows in your own performances.
That was part of the dream too, is to kind of really showcase everything that I can do.
Oh my gosh, I'm just completely impressed, and it takes a lot to impress me. In the creating of all of the 9 characters, what was the most challenging about that? Because it's almost like you have to be really schizophrenic.
Yeah, and I think what was really challenging is just differentiating each of them from each other. So for me, they have to look different, feel different, sound different.
Yeah.
And that creative process, working with the makeup artist, the costume designer, different changes in voice, style, movement, things like that. But I'm an actor first and foremost, so that was the real...
I love that. You know, what we found here at the festival, actor first and foremost, actors, writers, producers, everyone's wearing a million hats, and that's you have to. That's really what's changed. And then now in the world of film, a lot of films that are getting picked up are independent films. So no longer having to wait for those distribution deals. You got to get out there and do it yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, labor of love, as we say.
Yes.
Well, oh my gosh, time is a ticking. Your film's going to be screening in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll.